to the Friday, April 21st episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. For the first time ever, we are actually doing this in front of a live studio audience. Well, an audience of one. Oh, let's see who all's here. I know Southern Clairvoyance here already. Tony's here already. Big Fish, what's up, buddy? Oh, let's see here. Who else? Who else? Are you sick? Type A flu. Oh, God. Oh, flu's terrible this year with the temperature changes and the weather going up and down. Last week we had 4 days in the 80s. Then all of a sudden it was 39 degrees and raining. And then it turned to snow that night. And we are slowly dickering back up to, I think it's supposed to be in the 70s today and clear, and then warm again tomorrow and Sunday with rain. So, yep, and then back down in the 50s again on Monday. Good morning, Buck. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Thank you, Southern Clairvoyant. I appreciate that, love. Oh, but as you guys could probably tell by the thumbnail for tonight's live stream, we're going to be switching the setup around. We're going to be filming against the green screen tonight because that's the only spot that I have that's big enough for two individuals. You know, of course, my friend Alan is here from Corby, England. He came in Tuesday night. That's my live studio audience, by the way. Sitting over here with the coffee pot on the table and his tablet and phone. It's nice when you can captivate your studio audience. But when you got to look at this profile, I don't blame him for not being captivated. The same weather here, just one day earlier. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, love. I tried to call you yesterday morning, and for some reason I couldn't get the bloody thing to send. But then Tyler called, and I don't know. It worked fine for him. So I guess there was interference south of here, but there wasn't interference west of here. Good, thank you, morning, brother. Ready for Monday night? Oh yeah, Monday evening, back out in the investigation field again. We are going to the Sumnerville Cemetery, the very first location that Mark and I ever done together, before we even had any equipment. And we picked up some great stuff then, so I can't imagine what we're going to pick up this time. Of course, I'm dragging Alan along with us. Hopefully, we'll start him in a new hobby or something when he gets back to England. There's bloody places out to Yin Yang over there to investigate. Might even get a castle or two out of him. I think there's a couple old ruins around there somewhere. If not, we'll send him back to the Roman era and let him start doing some Roman ruins.
Plenty of them.
Yeah, there's plenty of them over there. I'm not on Messenger anymore. Was having problems with it. Could receive messages. Couldn't respond. That's why I tried to call. But it just went blip, 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 blip. Let me see here. But yeah, really looking forward to Monday night, getting back out in the field again. It's supposed to be a little chilly in the evening time, but the weather's supposed to be clear. So it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Oh, let me see here. Patty. There's Patty. Yeah, Patty. I had to get my name straight here. Sent you a text. Is your phone not working? No, 2 days ago. 18th. 3 days ago. 18th. So, nope, didn't even get a text. When it went down this time, it went down like all proper, like, you know, no call, no incoming calls, no incoming texts, no anything. Oh, morning, John. Good to see you, bud. But yesterday was payday, so we'll get it taken care of. Oh, Freedom. Good morning, love. Good to see you. Oh, like I said, guys, Alan is here. He got here. We went to the airport Tuesday evening, picked him up, you know, of course. Yeah, he flew in from Heathrow Airport in London into Chicago, and, you know, total hell. Flight was 20 minutes late taking off.
That was the last one to here.
Yeah.
That was the last one to South Bend.
And then he flew from Chicago into South Bend, Indiana, and we picked him up there, so I'm working late today, 10 to 3 all next week. Yeah, I wasn't even on the schedule today, and the boss decided he wanted me to come in for, you know, 3 hours today, so we're going to do a short stream, probably an hour, hour and a half, something like that. Chicago to South Bend, that's like hiking distance. Yeah, I mean, you know, quite honestly, the time it took the plane to ready and finally take off, and then get to South Bend, we could have actually drove to Chicago and picked it. I mean, you know, at 585 miles an hour, I mean, the plane don't even clear the treetops before it's landing again. So it's. I've always wanted to go to O'Hare, though, Tony. I've always wanted to go to O'Hare. You know, I've been to Chicago a couple times. I love giant international airports, and if I ever made it to England, Heathrow would be some place that I would love to go, like O'Hare or. You know, some of the other bigger ones, just to see the multiple cultures of people.
The setup majorly differently, though.
I'm working in Chicago to put up a new video on the chicklets. Yeah, I think I seen it last night pop up right as I was getting ready to lay down. So I'm going to have to check that out today with the new chicklets again, see how they're growing. You ain't missing shit. I received a steroid injection, double penicillin shot yesterday. They sent me home with oral antibiotics and oral steroids. God, Patty. Jeez and criminy. Good morning, Masha. Good to see you, love. Hope things are doing well way up north there. Hope you're at least finally having some good temperatures and stuff. Like I said, our temperatures and our weather here is up and down like two fat kids on a teeter-totter. You know, one day it's nice, one day it sucks. One day it's nice, one day it sucks. Nice weather, sunny day. Good. It's about time spring got here. Well, spring's been here. That's the one day it's nice, one day it sucks, one day it's nice, one day it sucks. Good morning, Brenna. Good to see you, dear. Hope things are doing well out in Iowa today. Hope Ty's enjoying his completely rebuilt phone. Seemed to be working well yesterday morning. But like I said, tonight, I'm gonna be switching things around. I'm gonna go from this angle to this angle. We're gonna be shooting up against the green screen tonight because it's the only space I got that's big enough for me and a co-host. And I'm gonna have Alan co-hosting with me tonight. First time he's been on film since 4 years ago when he was here, and we shot a video down at the old log cabin museum when I had him dressed up as a British trader. Good morning, Squatch. Good to see you, bud. But yeah, we're gonna, tonight we're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk about, he's not a big historian, but he knows a little bit about a lot of things, and we're gonna sit down. We're gonna, talk about some of the, the English myths and legends, some of the stories that come out of England. He's actually from Scotland, but he kind of grew up in England. So we're going to get, possibly both sides of something. Who knows with him? Distracted talking to wife Squatch. That's what you should be doing at this time. Talking to wife Squatch. But I hope everybody's had a great week so far. Like I said, I've been trying to keep up with the video schedule. Thank God I'm ahead of the game, a couple weeks. It's given me a little bit of time to spend with him. Of course, like I said, he came here in 2019, hung out for 2 weeks, was going to come back in 2020. Of course, the big C had to frickin' come along and ruin things. And then, of course, England held on to their flight restrictions longer than everybody else did. So they just cleared up last year after his normal time coming out. So after 4 years, we're finally together again. And maybe one of these days I'll make it over to England. He can show us around there. I personally want to know what it's like to drive down the road and not be able to stick your arm out the window to wave at the person passing you by. Here, drivers are right there side by side going opposite directions. Over there, they're over here. I really want to see him get in the wife's car and drive here.
No, I did it in Nashville. I ain't doing it again.
See how many times he gets pulled over for driving on the wrong side of the road.
No, I'm driving the right side.
Good morning, Stephen. Good to see you, bud. Seems to be enjoying it. A few people have messaged him since he's had it back. Yeah, I called him. I had to call him yesterday morning when he said he messaged me and told me he got his new phone, and I called him and had, no issues getting through to him. Oh my goodness gracious. This job, guys, after a week of trying to get my muscles reacclimated, muscles I've not used in years, sitting around the house, caring for grandma, and now I'm back to moving full force, nonstop, no sitting down. Hardly ever a time to sit down, even have a snack or take a drink of anything. Yesterday I was there for over 3 hours, didn't take a drink of anything, Didn't get a single chicken tender or piece of fish inside me. Nothing. It was constant. It was, phew, I'm going to lose a few pounds, that's for sure. Not eating all day long and constantly on the move. I'm going to lose a few pounds. That's a big 10-4 there, good buddy. Which, I could stand to lose a few pounds. I'm still, for my height and age, I should be about 185 pounds. I sit right about 220 right now. So, 3 whole hours without food. Well, I don't eat before I go to work because I don't want to weigh myself down. And a lot of the medication that I'm on, when I eat, it starts to make me drowsy. And I notice that I slow down a lot. And if I stop for very long, I'll actually doze off. And so I don't eat before I go to work. If I get a chance, I'll eat at work. And if not, then I'll grab a bite when I get home. And yeah, I mean, we were slammed yesterday. The weather's been so iffy here for the last few days that, the first 2 days, or what was it? Today's Friday. So, what was it? Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. I got sent home early because things were so slow. In 3 hours, we only had 4 customers. And then Thursday, I went to work and was told they didn't even need me that day because it was going to be crappy. And then yesterday, went down there and worked over my schedule. So, because weather picked back up, sun was out, wasn't exactly warm, but we were slammed. We must have done 30 plus customers in the 3 hours I was there. And I was on the grill the whole time, and boy, yeah, it does. It feels real good, Fish. Feels real good to be back to work. I work with a great group of people. I mean, there's a couple of them there I gotta kind of watch, pretty princesses and stuff like that. But for the most part, everybody I work with, incredible people. My boss is an awesome dude. It's really cool. Let me see, it's rough, isn't it? Even with the medication for my back, 5 hours on my feet, standing and prepping. And see, that's what I kept doing every time I did get away from the grill yesterday. I went back and made onion rings or made hamburger patties or done something to keep our prep up because we just didn't know what last night was going to be like. So did the payday make it worthwhile? No. I gave my check to the wife and she put it in the account. I mean, in her own words, 7 years of bills and stuff to catch up on. So, but that's okay. That's okay. I get decent tips. I get cash tips the day that I work, and credit card tips the next morning. I'll go in there this morning, and there'll be money stuffed in my envelope from. So she owns your old ass. That's a pretty good way of putting it, dude. Isn't that what it I don't have my marriage certificate around here anywhere, but I believe somewhere down at the bottom of a marriage certificate in really fine print, there is something on every marriage certificate, regardless about, and she owns your old ass until death do you part. I mean, I'm thinking I need to pull our marriage certificate off the wall, because I've got that whole display set up at the head of our bed with the swords that my son carried and stuff at the wedding, and our marriage certificate and pictures of us, in our Celtic outfits up against the lake, and it's. You have looked thoroughly. Okay, so you can confirm nor deny the fact that somewhere on the marriage certificate it states that your wife does own you forever. I mean, even when you die, she can have you stuffed and sat on a couch and still bark orders at you. So you know. No, there isn't. And there is no expiration. Yeah, that's that death do you part thing. I never believe those words. I don't think you ever part. And you know, the kind of shit that I'm into, I probably wouldn't leave anyway. I'd just stick around here and make her life a living hell after I died. So it's probably why she tried to keep me alive, you know, back in 2016, because she knew I'd be more trouble dead than I am alive. But, you know, it's been really fun. Sometime while he's here, I'm going to try my hand at a little English cooking. I did, however, um, you ain't worth nothing dead. Well, yeah, I am. I'm worth like $75,000 dead. The payout for her would be great. Look out, after death, it can get worse. Yeah. Yeah, because most of my friends are her friends, so yeah, I'm sure she could find somebody that could put the heebie-jeeba on me and make my afterlife a living hell. So, but the really cool thing about it is, Steph and I have both decided that with her condo being built right next to the lake in hell, that I'm going to have a nice place to live after death. So, hey, Brooklyn, good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well out there in the big city out east, the city that never sleeps. Oh, when your spirit and her spirit are together, there could be fireworks. Yeah, fireworks. Don't forget the tea and biscuits for your friend. He actually does not drink tea. All those stories we hear about people in England having tea time, no, it is coffee time for a lot of them. It is coffee time. He is, as a matter of fact, he's since my big percolator died the other day. I've been bringing our coffee pot from the kitchen back and forth between the studio and the kitchen until Alan got here, and so I come in here in the morning, check things out, go to the kitchen, have my coffee, and we've been sitting out at the table every morning having coffee. And I told him this morning he could actually, you know, he didn't have to sit out there by himself. I brought the coffee pot in here, plugged it in, and you know, he's yeah, 5 feet away. Together in the afterlife. Fuck that. My contract is over. Well, I don't want to hunt for a place to live in the afterlife, so her and I are just gonna stay married. That way I can live in the condo. Give him a beer. Already had one. It was pretty close to a pint, wasn't it?
Yeah, just over. Yeah.
Just over a pint?
It was in the Coors thing, yeah.
Make him some biscuits and gravy. Teach him what biscuits really are. Well, you know, for as much as he's been in America, I was actually surprised. Last night we were sitting there talking at the table yesterday evening, and it was kind of funny because I don't even remember what we were talking about, but all of a sudden he said the loo, and it's like for a second my brain went numb, and it's like, oh yeah, the bathroom. but he's really good at he's awesome about, you know, not talking about distance and kilometers and stuff like that. He actually knows the conversion. He's a pretty smart dude. I've told you guys about him. You know, works for the Royal Mail, health and safety inspector,
Equivalent to Kosh officer here.
Kosh,
That's what you
Kosh
call it.
officer, equivalency to Kosh officer here. So, other things, those other things are cookies. Yeah, I'm sure we'll make him biscuits and gravy sometime when he's here.
Well, it sounds, yeah.
Then again, be honest with you, I just watched a video here a couple weeks ago where somebody introduced students at a school in England to biscuits and gravy, and it was amazing how many of them kind of, when they seen it on their plate, it's like, oh my God, how could you have that thick white meaty gravy covering a piece of dough on a plate? How's my coffee holding out? Well, I just finished the third bag this morning. I'll be opening the fourth bag either later today or tomorrow morning. I think no, yeah. I'm thinking I'm thinking the next one up is going to be 5 Alarm. It's a medium roast. We've been drinking dark roast, so those things are cookies. Tony, I'm good. Next minute. How's your coffee holding out? Good morning, all you rapscallions. Good morning, Santee. Hope you're doing good. Hope things are well out there at Arizona way. Okay, I'll pick more up over the weekend. You're awesome. You're awesome, Jan. Love you, babe. Drew, I drink iced coffee every morning. The wife usually does too. She does not like hot coffee. So, you know, if she doesn't have the oh, I can't even think of what it's called now. It's coffee, but it's like really espresso. Is that? I can't think of what it's called, but she drinks like that really strong, like make your tongue curl up kind of coffee, and then she puts, you know, a half a container of creamer in it and sticks it in the fridge so it's always chilled for her. Nope. 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 Of course, you know, like I said, yeah, espresso is coffee magnum. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Take a big swig of that stuff without any kind of flavoring in it, and it feels like you blew your head off. That's exactly what it is. Drew, she puts the creamy milk with regular milk with ice. Yeah, well, she actually goes out and gets French vanilla creamer. She'll make 2 pots of coffee, and then put about a half a bottle of creamer in there to fill out the pitcher, and then she sticks it in the fridge and she drinks off that for a couple of days. So no sugar, no. I don't know how she does it. No, but you know the really cool thing is the last 2 mornings I have started off my mornings with Irish coffee. I know March is over, Leprechaun Day's come and gone, you know, but I finally got some Baileys in the house, and I've been having my Irish coffee. Of course, now I'm drinking out of my skull because I don't want to keep getting up and walking over there to refill my cup. So Oh, no, 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 I'm fine. It's so delicious. Tell your wife to enjoy. Oh, believe me, she does. Yummy love coffee with French vanilla creamer. Um, Southern enjoy. Oh yeah, most definitely. Gotta have our coffee in the morning though. Gotta have our coffee. I got up 6 o'clock this morning. Actually stayed in bed. Woke up at 5 o'clock. Decided, I was gonna just lay there for a little bit, and jumped up, got the daughter up for school, made a pot of coffee for Alan and I. You know, had to start off my day with coffee. I have to. I have to. If there's no coffee in this house, I'm a sumbuck to deal with. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, let alone the people I love. About time to fire the grill up. Amen to that, bud. Amen to that. I cannot wait to get some charcoal and get out here on my grill. Cook up some boogers. Maybe make some barbecue chicken if we can find them. Maybe even make some ribs. But yeah, it is about time. I'm looking for a smoker right now. So I can take ribs, I can take bacon, I can take whatever I want out there. And I can set some meat up. Not to mention, Jan and Jay will be back in August again. And if Jay's as good as he is on a grill, I can't imagine what that man could do with a smoker. I mean, when you look at the meat and it falls apart on your plate, oh yeah. Coffee is what keeps people I meat safe. Yep. Keeps people liking me, that's for sure. I don't need no grill, just fire. Well, bending over to tend to a fire is kind of I don't know. Honestly, I prefer to cook over an open. I would prefer to cook over an open fire. I just like the grill because it sits higher. And out here, the only place we really have for a fire pit is in the driveway. I mean, I've got a fire pit out front, but you got to run clear around the bloody house. That 140 feet. To running the house for anything you need and stuff. Not to mention, there's no place out there to put anything. So I'm not even going to try to. Yeah, I'll stick with the grill. I build a smoker. I've thought about building a smoker. I would love to get one of those great big 55-gallon drums and make part of it a grill and part of it a smoker. Because we do like to entertain folks in the summertime. People come to visit or come in for a function or something like that. We like to entertain and, turn the shed into a smokehouse. Those poor old sheds are so volatile, man. I'd probably try to turn it into a smokehouse and it would just become the smoke. I mean, I don't think, Jiminy fixes ribs on the smoker. They fall off the bone. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm thinking about a raised fire pit. I could see that. I mean, if I had the extra money and stuff, I would actually build a real, concrete grill that's raised up, permanent fixture. It don't roll around and everything. But a permanent fixture, with the little smokestack and, log fed. That's the kind of stuff that I used to build, when I did custom brick, block, and stone. Not only did I build pathways and things like that, but I would build, the little custom fireplaces and things, and they're so cool. Y'all are making me hungry. Well, just because you don't live in Texas, man, doesn't mean you can't enjoy some good barbecue. Some good grilling outside. Yeah, see, there's your offer right there from Jan Santee. Come to Ohio. She'll make sure you're well fed. You can't get Santee back in the Midwest anyway, Jan. I've been trying for 4 years to get Santee back to the Midwest for a visit. I mean, when Steph and I thought we were going to go to Las Vegas in January with the wedding party, the people I'm going to be marrying this year, I had to almost break his arm off, just for him to say, well, if you guys make it up, me and Dan might come up and see y'all. Might. As much as I've kissed his ass in 4 years, you would think he would just be ready to see somebody fall at his feet and grovel. But no, we might come up and see you. But to get him back up here, not to mention, guys, I mean, you're talking a man who was born in the Midwest, spent a lot of his childhood in Florida, and then moved to Arizona when he became an adult. And if he came up here in July or August, he'd probably freeze to death. I mean, we'll be honest about it. Our 85 or 90 degrees is nothing compared to his 110, 116 degrees out there. He would probably freeze the frick to death. I'd have to ship him back home to his wife on dry ice just to keep him alive. The drawers would be a good idea, isn't it? Heat cost buying jam. That's a good point. Yeah, sometime this summer it'd be great for me and Lisa to make the trip down there. To do some investigations and stuff with you down there around Cincinnati. That would be actually kind of cool. Ass kissing. Of course. You're my buddy, man. I wouldn't be nowhere if it wasn't for you, Santee. Of course, I'd grovel a little bit and, it'd be all exuberant and happy. I'm still seriously thinking, though, about if I ever make it out to Tucson in the near future, when you're still working at your current location, dressing up as that old, dilapidated looking 49er and just standing in the crowd asking questions with the brim of my hat pulled down, shuffling around there like I got a corn stalk shoved up my ass. Excuse me, Mr. Santee. Dreadful sorry, Clementine. Well, silly Drew. It's what you pay for. You get what you pay for. I mean, I prefer halos to clementines anyway. Yeah, but it didn't fit in the song, so. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling halo. Nah, I just don't have the same. Nah. What I want to know when they wrote that song, what they were whining about. I mean, you were lost and gone forever. Most guys pray for that when it comes to their Clementine. He's whining about it. He had to have been drinking. I mean, that's all there is to it. Yeah, it's just not the same. I bought halos at the grocery store. Or I did really. I don't even think we have halos up here. I don't even think I've seen them in the market in the farmers market up here. Got oranges, got clementines, got pineapples, got lemons, got limes, got. I've never frickin' seen a halo. What the heck? What? Exactly what is a halo? Are those teeny tiny little oranges? The ones that look like they're not ripe yet? Are those the ones that give you like the runny poops? Mini oranges. Okay, I got you. I thought that's what a clementine was a mini orange. I don't eat them. No clue. You don't have clementines there? Yeah, I mean, I've seen clementines in like, the red knit bag thing, but I don't eat them. I don't. They're like a mandarin orange with no seeds.
It's like a tangerine.
Like a tangerine?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's like what they actually are, it's tangerine.
I prefer old school oranges. Seeds don't bug me. I like spitting the seeds at people. It's like watermelons. I'll take a big bite of watermelon.
That's what the soul does. It's a tangerine, but that's what they come as.
Oh, okay.
It's a tangerine.
Ah, gotcha. Good morning, Ty. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying that rebuilt phone of yours. Tyler said good morning.
Morning.
Oh, and that reminds me too, Brenna. I am still currently working on that project, trying to make it look like really good and stuff. So you should be getting that back real soon. I got to pick up some fresh oranges in Florida once and was kind of hooked. Oh my God. Yeah, when my grandmother was still alive several years ago, she was, after my grandfather passed away, she bumped into an old friend of hers that she went to school with that lived in Florida. And he had orange trees all along the front of his home down there. And she used to tell me she could literally sit on the front porch and have her coffee in the morning and reach out and pluck an orange off the tree. And she said there was just nothing like it. pulling a fresh orange off the tree and peeling it right there on the front porch and eating it while she's having her coffee. So yeah, I could imagine getting hooked on fresh oranges down there. That would just be neat. I'm happy I can see my whole screen. Man, I'll tell you what, finding somebody that can replace a screen. Now, granted, you went a long time without that phone. We actually have businesses here where you could take your phone in and they'll replace your screen for like $99 right there while you wait. And you know, the new phone that I had to buy last year when they switched from 4K to 5K here, I've never been more unhappy with a phone in my entire life. I mean, I literally got this phone, and 2 days after I got it, never been dropped, never been stuck in my pocket. I keep it in my shirt pocket. Before I got my case that I wear on my hip, I picked it up one morning and there was a crack coming down from the top and going out both ways, and we can't explain why. And I called the company and I asked them about it, and they said, well, you know, it's not an expensive phone. And I said, so basically what you're telling me is a fly could fly by and fart at it and it would probably crack the screen. And he said, yeah, it's got like 75 fracture points going all the way around it, all the way around the screen. He said, but you know, you get what you pay for. You know, you paid, you know, less than $100 for that phone. If you would have bought a $500 phone, it would have been harder to break. If you would have bought a $1,000 phone, it probably wouldn't have ever broke. So I'm like, well, that's when you know you live in a really cold environment, when your nipple gets so hard it'll crack the screen on your phone. And the dude just laughed about it. I guess what they say is true, that your nipples can get so hard they cut glass. They apparently did. Screen. Thank you, Jan, for the heads up. Almost messaged you. Ty, you can hit me up on regular Facebook or Snapchat. Being without my phone for a week wasn't all bad. It's a little quiet. So it was kind of peaceful. My $60 Acetel. It's 5 years old. Been dropped so many times I can count. And it's still pristine. $1,000 phone, get your head checked. Yeah. See, that's how I feel about it. I cannot understand people going out and buying $1,000 phone. I mean, okay, so they have, you know, credit available on these phones and stuff where you pay $200 and then you make a $50 payment for the next eternity. But I just can't see spending. I've owned cars that cost less than $1,000. Why the hell would I spend that on a phone? I mean, seriously. Alright, Drew has your cell number. You can message. He can message you mine or text it to you. I can do that. My Motorola Razr hit the floor one time and junk. Well, and you know, it's funny. I remember my son went out several years ago and bought one of those construction phones that, you know, it had the hard shell on it. It was like a flip phone, but the reviews on it, you could drop this thing from the top of a 10-story building and it hit the dirt and nothing happened to it. So he went out and he spent like $500 on this phone. He had it for a week. Got out of the passenger side of a pickup truck. It fell off his belt hit the road, and broke into 3 pieces. And he tried to get it. He tried to send it back, saying, that it was faulty and it needed, they needed to fix it. And they said, well, no, you obviously did something to it that wasn't in the proper care category. So he got stuck junking a $500 phone and went out and bought a $100 phone and got a case for it to stick on his belt, and he's not had a problem out of it since. I think Drew has my cell number. If not, I can send it to or send him mine. Also, way we can chat. It landed face down on a single piece of floor. Kitty litter. Oh my God. Bought a warranty on a phone one time. That's a joke. Yeah, tell me about it. I've spent that extra money on phones before too, and yes, and see, it's that kitty litter thing, Tony. If a phone lands flat on a smooth surface, usually the border will protect the screen, unless it's a very, very cheap glass. If there is anything, if there's a little bump or crumb of anything, and that phone lands face down, it's going to cause a fracture at that point of impact. Here's something cool I found out last night. Okay, tell me, Ty, tell me. I need cool. Hey, Justin, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Last night, Brenna and I went to Princeton, Missouri to look at a house. And now they do a Calamity Jane Days since she was born there. Very cool. That is actually cool. Well, that could be something you get into. Get yourself out in the public eye a little bit, taking part in Calamity Jane Days. That would be kind of neat. As a matter of fact, now that you mention it, where are we at here? Oh, what got released yesterday? Yesterday was Rosalind Chapel. No, yesterday was Queen Elizabeth. On Sunday, you're gonna like this. I'm kind of glad you brought that up, Ty. On Sunday, we have got Abraham Lincoln Childhood Memoirs of America's Greatest President. On the 25th, which is Tuesday, we have Thomas Whitten, The Ghost of Goulburn Courthouse. On the 27th, we have Amelia Earhart, The Myth, the Legend, the Truth. And on the last day of the month, we have the real Calamity Jane in her own words. So kind of ironic there, bud. Cheekbone has been in the dog's water bowl twice. Yeah, and don't forget this phone right here that I'm using as a camera was, that was the one that took a swim in Lake Michigan when we went there here a few years ago. I ran out in the water with my daughter and forgot it was in my pants pocket or my shorts pocket. I took it back, put it on the towel, opened it up, popped the battery out, let it sit in the sun. And then when my daughter started running around with her little friends and kicking sand everywhere, I took it over, put it on the dashboard of the car. And by the time we left Lake Michigan, I snapped it back together. It fired right back up. And it was underwater for 5 minutes before I realized it was in my pocket. So it's amazing what some of these what one brand of phone will do and another brand won't do. Or what it could survive and not survive. Getting ready for Mansfield, Ohio show in 2 weekends. Yeah, I'm still hoping I can actually get the time off work to do Napanee and stuff like that. Starting a brand new job, you never know. He might be willing to give me a whole weekend, and he might not. Who knows? So on the Calamity Jane Day, do you cuss every other word? I think so. Cuss and drink and shoot, I would say, is, yeah, I would say that's the thing. That's what I was thinking. Ironically, she was supposedly born on the same road of the house we looked at. So I was thinking of putting a cabin on the property and making it look like her birthplace. Wouldn't be too awful bad. Make the money. You got it. You got it. That's the main thing. Make the money, keep the boss happy. Good morning, Ferris. Good to see y'all. Hope you guys are doing good this morning. Happy Friday to you as well. Good morning, Candy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good on this nice Friday morning. I bet things are even prettier down south where you're at. You know, and that's my only fear. Even though the boss knows what I do, and when I hired in, agreed to give me the time that I need to keep doing what I do. Um, you know, I'm still working on getting the coat to finish the Cody impression out. I mean, that's anywhere between a week and 2 weeks pay for 2 days work. So it's one of them there teeter totter things again. Do you take the time off work and make X amount of dollars for a week's work, or do you work and make X amount of dollars for a week's work, or do you take the weekend off and make twice the normal amount for 2 days work and still be able to go in and make that week's work later by working your normal days off? So who knows? Who knows? All I know is if I'm relying on my tips to get that Cody coat, it ain't gonna happen. On Calamity Jane days, I could sit in the front of the cabin and talk about her life or something. That'd be cool. Yeah, exactly. If the boss is okay with it, take the time. Exactly. And he like I said during the initial interview, but you guys, I know you've all worked jobs before where they tell you one thing, and when it comes down to it, well, we can't, or whatever. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll try it once, and if it don't work, good morning, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good this morning. I'm not doing good. I've got to go to the police sometime today because of the guy that's been bullying me. I had my main channel terminated, doxed my home address Wednesday. Dang. He's really taking it to a whole new level, isn't it? Wow. And see, I don't gotta worry about people doxing me. On multiple occasions, I've showed my business cards and everything else on here, uh, and you got my phone number there. Phone numbers are easy to trace. You know, not to mention the fact I don't keep it no damn secret where I live at. Come and pay me an unannounced visit. I'm not a scared. Yeah, he did so now with so many people on YouTube. I don't need to have for over 18 hours. You know, you come to find that in situations like that, there are a lot less a-holes out there than what you think there are. And you know, even with all the times that I have left my phone number up on business cards, on my videos and advertisements, and told people what town I live in, I have never had an issue with people just randomly calling me or hunting me down or anything like that. You know, I've had a handful of people since I started working, you know, pop into the restaurant while I'm cooking. You know, hey, seen your video, you know, wanted to come in and try the food. Good to finally meet you. Handshake over the counter and right back to work. So you come to find that he may be trying to do stuff that is just going to be a waste of his time. I mean, it's one person out there being a butthole. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, what his intentions of putting you out there where people can come and find you and stuff like that, they're going to do any good. Those, I mean, it don't seem like it in the world today. Hey, Lady C, good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well. Uh, I like to still believe that as a whole, people are good. You have, you know, much like in a 50-pound bag of onions, you might have one or two bad onions out of a 50-pound bag. But for the most part, all the onions in that bag are good. So that one it don't work. And that's what I keep saying about trolls and stuff. Let them play their games. Let them play their games. In the end, they're going to be the asshole. They're going to be the ones giving themselves a bad name. I should just stop. Yeah, I wish he would too. I really wish he would too. And yes, Tony, you're right. Some people do just need that. Most state police handle cyberbullies. Yes, they do. They most definitely do. I like to believe that too, but there's still so many cruel people. There are. You're right. And you know that's why I try to nip things in the butt before they ever get started. Back when swatting was very popular, you know, I had a nice long talk with our chief of police, and I told him, I work on social media. You know, this is what this is. He goes, oh, no, we know about it. He said, you don't have no worries out of us. We know who you're married to. And if we ever got a phone call saying, hey, this guy's online threatening his family and da da da, we'll know better. Because if we show up at your house, you're going to be the one with your ass whipped laying in the floor bleeding. We know your wife. I mean, there's no threatening her. She'll beat you within a half inch of death. So yeah, don't worry about the swatting thing with us. He says, not to mention, we live in a small town. We know everybody. You know, we know what they're doing before we ever show up at their house. So, no worries. Yeah, you would really love that, Tony, watching my wife kick my ass. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I got to get one of those. I got to get one of those body cams that I can stream live from. So you know, uh, that way you guys can see it firsthand. You can live the experience firsthand. It's not just me getting my ass handed to me. It's you getting your ass handed to me too. So, nah, man, I grew up when you got a whooping or a smack. If it was out, yeah, exactly, fish. Me too. Me too. I mean, I lost count of how many times I had a belt put across my butt by the time I was 15. I don't even want to think of the next 3 years. Can't see so much evidence against that. Yeah, she does. She does. I have lurked in the background of a few live streams. I've seen and heard things. I posted about it on Facebook, and it got the attention of my family. They're going to come get me and my daughter, take us to Florida, where they are. Too many old people in Florida. I mean, I'd probably fit in really good, but yeah, I don't feel like going to a statewide retirement community quite yet. I got whoopings. My dad was a high school principal back in the day. Oh, I bet you got the professional whoopings too, like the wooden paddle kind of whoopings. Oh yeah. Uh, yep. That's the trouble with the world today. No one can spank a child. I just said that yesterday. I just said that yesterday. This is what happens when they outlaw spanking your kids. Good morning, Shane. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope Amelia's doing well still. Good morning, ladies and germs. Just working as always. Only 17 semis to unload. Light day. I got the shit beat out of me when I was a kid. Yes, Drew, he brought the paddle home. Bum, bum, bum. Well, good morning, Kingdom. Good to see you. I'm glad you showed up this morning. Give me another view. Thank you very much. Nope, we're in America, not Nigeria. Um, no Nigerians around here. I'm gonna prefer metal fly swatter handle or a coat hanger. Um, Let me see here. I don't think I ever. Nah, I got hit on the bare legs with a fly swatter a couple times. The Kingdom owns this channel. Cool. Kingdom can start making the videos and just pay me for it. I'm all good with that. I'll sell out. Deborah Carter. Now, is that Agent Carter or is that Sergeant Carter's daughter? I'm getting my Carters confused. English intelligence or daughter of a Marine drill sergeant. I got my butt beat with a wooden spoon. My dad actually had a canoe paddle that he painted up, mahogany, painted no board on it. Left it sitting in the corner of the utility room as an intimidation device. Here just for a minute. Good morning, Laura. Good to see you. Thank you, love. I used to get hit with a metal fly swatter. Wooden spoon was my wife's favorite for our kids. Ask Kenneth Kentucky Fam who Deborah Carter is. It's been so long since I've been on Kenneth's stream. It's been so long since I've seen Kenneth go live. I found light plastic belt, crack like a whip, but never says leaves marks or pain. See, with my daughter, I've never even had to threaten it. I'll take my leather belt off, I'll grab the end of it, pop it once, that kid's straight as a board. Straight as a board. With a cut out heart in it. Don't know what that's for. Well, on a paddle, if you drill holes in a paddle or put the designs in it, yeah, exactly. Tony's got it. Airflow. Let the air through when you swing it. Times day, Tony. It is one of those days. Thomas Meeks. Why does that name sound familiar to me? Thomas Meeks. That name sounds so familiar, and I don't know from where. Just take cell phone away. And I've had to. I have a million accounts. Thomas the Texas Fam. Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. I've never seen that channel anyway. Might be worth checking out. Who knows? Yeah, I just had to do that the other night, to be honest with you, Fish. I got ready to go to bed, and I noticed that the litter box hadn't been cleaned and the floor hadn't been swept, and I took her stuff away for 2 days, and you would have thought her world ended. No way to play her games, no way to talk to her friends, no music to listen to. You would have literally thought that her world come to a crashing halt, and she finally got back in that rhythm of doing what she was supposed to do before she went to bed at night, and got her stuff back. Oh, goodness gracious. 9:16 here. We got about 14 minutes left, guys. And I'm going to call it. So I got time to get ready for work and kick back with Alan and the wife a little bit before it's time to head off to work. Like I said, tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be on. Alan will be co-hosting with me. We'll be shooting against the green screen because it's the biggest open space I have in the studio where we'll both fit in. But it should be cool. You know, getting some first-hand accounts of England from an Englishman. With a funny accent. Because he's Scottish but lives in England, and that just really fucks up the good Scottish thing. Damn English. I can't say that. We got Tony Lee and Katie and half a dozen other people who live in the UK, so you know. Don't know if I'll catch you tonight. Won't be here tonight. I didn't figure you would, Tony. You're very seldom ever. You pop in sometimes of an evening time, but I actually had guests that I was trying to get set up for tonight. And, well, still haven't heard back from them. Very popular couple here on the platform. They go live every single day, I think, and she just recently started doing some different recipes and stuff online. And I don't know if they're just busy or what. I emailed them almost a week ago and haven't heard back from them yet. So I had to fill in the space. Granddaughter has a play at 7. It's about a 2-hour drive. That's cool. It's good that your grandkids are at least semi-close enough that you can enjoy those plays and stuff like that they do. I don't know. What was that? What was that? Get back up there, you want to cuss? don't know about the enjoy part, but I'll go. I wish my grandkids lived close enough. It's God, like a 3.5 hour drive just to get down to where my son and the grandkids are located at. Now, the cool thing, um, with the wife's son and his fiance just having the baby 5 months ago, when she gets in school, they're only 40 minutes away. So I'll be able to enjoy some of that school stuff when she gets in there. And you're welcome, Ian. Sitting on the bleachers is pretty painful. Yep. Well, and I've noticed sitting period since I've got back to work. Um, I've been having a lot of pain in my right hip and in the front of my thigh, going all the way down to my knee. Um, when I sit down. When I stand up, within just a couple of minutes, it's usually gone. And you know, I don't enjoy sitting very much anymore. Let's put it that way. But you can't stand up 24 hours a day. You just can't do it. I've got to work through these muscle pains. I honestly think I've got a pinched nerve in my right hip because, like I said, the only time it ever bothers me is when I sit. But the second that I stand up and start walking, it's all right. So I don't have a thick wallet. I gotta have stuff in my wallet to be thick. The only thing I keep in my wallet is debit cards that don't have anything on them. Oh, you can laugh about it. You don't even like technology. Talk about a thick wallet. Smart man. Carry that sucker in your side pocket. I don't blame you for that.
Wallets if you want.
Yeah, the only thing I carry in my wallet is debit cards. So any cash that I have on me, I keep in my front pocket. So yeah, my wallet's definitely not thick. And besides that, I keep that on in my left back pocket. So yeah, that wouldn't be what's causing pain in my right hip. Well, see, I didn't used to carry cash, Tony. I kept everything on my PayPal card when the donations were coming in, and I would just use my PayPal card for everything. And you know, working now, like I said, I get my cash tips the day I work, and then I get paid for credit card tips the next morning. So it all comes in cash, and it's easier just to fold the cash up, stick it in my pocket, than it is to go all the way out to the credit union and put it on the wife's account and then have her transfer it to the PayPal card. Unless you're going to the gun store. Yeah, see, that's always nice to have cash on hand there. What? Why leave a paper trail behind?
Go and take Ash to the doctor's. Bye.
Bye, hon. Uncle Sam don't need to know what you spend your money on anyway. Let him worry about his own money, which partly our money, so. Oh, goodness gracious sakes, it's almost time to go to work again. A day off would be nice. A scheduled day off so we could actually, make plans and stuff, not, oh, you got to go to work and then you go to work and then you come right back home and then it's too late to do anything. I don't think I've ever bought a gun with anything other than cash. Makes sense. Makes sense. I don't blame you one bit for that. I mean, regardless of whether you use cash or you use a debit card or a credit card or whatever the case may be, your gun's still registered, so they know you own it. Don't matter to them how you bought it. So have you guys heard the latest? This is funny as hell. Really, there's a paper trail from gun store anyway. Yeah, there is. You're right. But, when this whole Biden administration started, he was going after the guns. He was gonna take the guns. Well, they realized they couldn't do that without violating, the Constitution of the United States of America. But nowhere in the Constitution does it say that we have to drive fossil fuel cars. So now they're going after the cars. They want nothing but electric cars on the road by like 2034 or 2035, something like that. So he is now going after all gas-driven automobiles. Now, I don't know about you guys personally. But a new car is expensive anyway. I mean, even your crappy run-of-the-mill car, you're going to pay about $20,000 for. Electric cars, on average, cost $30,000 more than a gas-powered car does. But they want everybody in America on the bullshit income that we have in this country to all go out and buy electric cars within the next generation. It takes fossil fuel to make them and run them. Yeah, which is really cool because, see, Alan was telling me when he got here and we were talking about, recent happenings and stuff like that, that when Biden just went to Ireland and was looking into his family history, his motorcade was like 40 some odd cars long. Huh? 47 cars long. And none of them were electric cars. So the president don't own an electric car. The president don't even pay for his own gas. That's taxpayer money. None of his family or his motorcade or anything is electric. But he wants to take electric cars away from the American people. Now, yeah. Okay, shit. I think I want an 8-liter Suburban next. There you go. Good morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. Sorry it's going to be a short stream this morning. I got to go to work again. We're going to be ending it here in about a minute. But good to see you this morning. I'm almost awake. How are you? Been awake for about 3.5 hours and getting ready to head to the old work. The old JOB. Catch you later. All right, Fish. Take care of yourself, bud. Have a good day. But that's about it, guys. Like I said, I'm going to go chill a little bit before work, get myself ready. Don't forget, we will be here tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll have that other guy co-hosting with me tonight.
Yeah.
I'll make him brush his hair so he looks pretty. So, but, and you know, we can get into a lot more than the infrastructure of the EVs and stuff like that. In some of those cars, the battery is as big as the chassis, and they don't know how they're going to dispose of these old batteries. I mean, there are chemicals and stuff in those batteries that literally completely poison the environment, and they have no clue how they're even going to get rid of these batteries. So that's a big thing right now. But I'm going to cut it out, get out of here, and get ready for work. You guys have a great day. We'll catch you tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have some fun with the English guy. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll see y'all tonight. Have a good day.